Are you ready?
Doom, doom.
Boom, boom.
To
Bow to the masters.
Doom, doom. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding,
Who
ding.
F'n Kneauxs?
Okay.
We got some pod for your ears. We just got tired of telling what you wanted to hear. Listen up, folks. Yeah. Listen up, little folks. Break it down.
This is the Who F'n Kneauxs podcast. We are a part of the Brew Bros Network, and we just launched our website. Check out brewbros.com. We are back for another edition of the Who F'n Kneauxs podcast. We took a week off. We had some things going on. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to you guys out there. How are we feeling, ladies out there, maybe in here, and gentlemen, because I don't judge. I don't assume gender.
I was really hoping you would just go straight into like the New Age Outlaws intro. It would have been such a good flow.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Who F'n Kneauxs podcast proudly brings to you. Well, I should have said Brew Bros Network proudly brings to you.
The greatest podcast in the world. I think we did that as a Freebird
We did
intro
once.
one time.
We also did the Enzo and Cass thing,
Yeah.
which was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Good time.
Soft.
Yeah. SAWFT soft. What a time. Guys, this was not supposed to be a wrestling podcast. We just started with that. Welcome to the Who F'n Kneauxs podcast, where it's about everything and nothing. You never know what you're going to get. We're all over the place, and we hope that you appreciate that. If not, I don't know. That's what you're getting. You should figure that out. We've had 100 and something episodes.
As I tell my kids, you get what you're going to get, and you're going to like it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's all you can do.
That's right.
All right.
It's cold outside.
It is. It's chilly. It's chilly season. Literally. That's actually that brings up a great topic. Like, what is your go-to like cold food? Like, some people's gumbo, some people's chili. Like, when the chill hits the nips, what's the first thing you're grabbing?
I'm a big gumbo guy. I mean, it's hard to beat a nice warm gumbo and on a nice cold day. Big gumbo guy.
Yeah. I also would choose gumbo, but it's not something I make. Never tried to make gumbo before. So I don't have like access to gumbo that easily. So just like soups, any kind of soup, really.
Any old soup.
My grandma makes good vegetable soup. I'm a sucker for like the Panera broccoli and cheddar, loaded baked anything. Might go to Cured and get me some tomato soup.
Ooh. I'll get anything from Cured, I'll be honest. Yeah. Just throw something on a plate and hand it to me, and we'll be fine.
Yeah,
I will just appreciate you.
Yeah.
You goddesses in the kitchen. Yeet. Yeah, no, for me, I think it's gumbo as well. Specifically, I'm not a seafood gumbo guy. I'll be dead honest. I'm like a turkey and sausage, chicken and sausage, something along those lines, you know.
I like some duck and sausage.
Duck and sausage. Any game, you know. Well, I say game, but you know.
Cold hard question. You guys put tomatoes in your gumbo?
What on earth did you just say to me, young man?
Exactly. God, we're all on the same page. That's a big debate. So is putting potato salad in the
fighting
gumbo.
words. First of all, potato salad is not. I don't do it, but I've had it once.
Does it go
it's
in
not terrible. No, but it is what
separate?
it is.
Fine.
I don't eat potato salad, so definitely not going in the gumbo.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just like adding cut up potatoes into your gumbo. You know, it falls apart, gives it a little.
Just doesn't feel right.
But the damn maters now.
Haters, put them on the side.
Don't you even come around me with that.
Let me enjoy them separate.
I got angry as you asked. I was like, wait a minute. What is happening here?
People put them in there. You'd be shocked.
Those people are wrong.
What else do people do that they should not do? What comes to mind?
Are we talking food?
I asked it ambiguously.
I'm trying to think of like hot takes. Pineapple on pizza. Do you guys?
Oh, fuck you.
You don't like pineapple pizza?
I love pineapple on pizza.
I'm a big pineapple.
Oh, I thought
Hawaiian
you said
pizza.
It. I'm so defensive about it because so many people hate it. I just immediately went to anger.
Yeah. Yeah, but I appreciate Hawaiian pizza.
It's another situation where I don't like pineapple, so it's not going on my pizza.
Okay. That's fair. I mean,
I can't think of any others at the moment. blanking.
Somebody I knew put barbecue sauce on the jambalaya.
Weird.
I mean, it makes sense, but it still feels weird. It's like dip chicken in barbecue sauce, you know?
Yeah. I mean, at that point, like, you're just a toddler, though. Why do you have to add barbecue sauce to?
Right. If you go to a good steakhouse, people put A1 on the.
Yeah.
It's like you got to trust the steak's good.
What are I doing here?
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to Outback, it is what it is. But like, if you go into a good steakhouse and you get a good steak,
Disrespecting the chef. You know?
I get frustrated when I cook steak at home and Courtney throws some steak sauce on there. I'm like, it doesn't need it.
yeah,
It's frustrating.
it is
It's
a
a
little
slap in
frustrating.
the face.
You know, I used to really like it too. Even when I would cook my own steak, I used to really like throwing a little steak sauce on
And
there.
then you grew up and became a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
An adult that
basically.
appreciates food. That's right.
I just learned how to season my steak.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
The only like, I guess, additive I do on steak is like some garlic butter. That's it. That's it. Anything else?
Of course.
Anything else? I've gone places and gotten like I'll try like the Parmesan crust on it, and it's fine, but like it doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But every now and then you can switch it up, something like that.
Yeah, I try a lot of different things at steakhouses. I'll be honest. Like, they always have, I love steakhouses. These are the fancy ones. I'll be honest with you. But they always have like the selection of like, you can get Oscar style, you can get this sauce, you can get that sauce. And there's like all these different like Bernays and blah, blah, blah. And like, I'll just try stuff. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Do you guys care about appetizer etiquette?
What is appetizer?
What is appetizer etiquette? I'd love to learn more.
Say you're at a table with 4 or 5 other groups,
At a table with 4 or 5 other groups.
and you get appetizer to share.
You took him literally. I appreciate that.
If you get an appetizer to share, do you, in your head, you're like, all right, everyone should get one little sampling? Do you care if people go second? Do you, like, what do you guys feel like is the proper etiquette? Or do you just like, look, it's here, just take what you want?
I feel like
I guess it depends on what it is. Like if it's mozzie sticks or something, there's like 5 in there. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
I think it also matters if there's more than one.
Yeah. I broke down this whole scenario in my head where I was like, well, there's this option, there's this
Go ahead.
option. And I was like, I'm going to let Dave give his answer first.
You can give yours. That's fine. And
Yeah,
then
no,
I'll follow up.
I agree. I think if there's more than one appetizer, like sometimes I go to dinner with folks and like we just order whatever we want. It's like, hey, you want that? Get that. I'll get this. We'll share. We'll pick. And then in that case, it's like, it is what it is. You got 4 plates of food.
Right.
You're not going to go hungry. If it's like one appetizer and there's like 4 people sitting at the table, I'm immediately counting. I'm like, okay, there's 4 of these. There's 4 of us. I can't eat 1.5. That's just rude.
Yeah.
But if they leave it there, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
And
Can I have that?
And in those situations, it always comes down. If it's not a dip, it's like, all right, last one. Who wants it? And everyone's like, no, I can't.
It's
I
okay.
can't.
You take it.
Yeah, no, you bought it. No, you take it. And it just awkwardly sits there until someone's like, all right.
You also gotta know your audience too. Like if you only get 2, like usually, like I know when we always go out, we just throw it on everybody's check because it's like it's
Yeah.
assumed everybody's getting it.
Yeah, we're just splitting.
Right. But like you got to know your audience. Like if somebody's like, this was my appetizer, I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Then
like
it's
you got some
okay,
people are like that. You know,
that's yours.
Like
If
they're
you would
willing
like
to share.
give it to me.
Yeah, they're willing to share, but also like if it comes down to there is one left, they're taking it. So you gotta know who you're with.
Another hot take on that same vein. This actually is related. If, say there's, a big tab, you go to a nice restaurant and there's a huge tab. Are you about, I already know where he's going and I feel the same way. They're like, all right, everyone, no matter what the tab is, no matter what everyone got, we're splitting it evenly between the parties.
I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't really care. I'll be honest.
I've never even been put in that situation. We've definitely talked about this
Yeah, we have.
before, but I have never been put in the situation where everybody's like, "Oh, we're splitting everybody's."
Yeah.
That doesn't even. My brain can't comprehend that. Why? Why on earth should I? Why should
I
you
got
buy
chicken
a
and tenders and you got
Yeah,
2
why?
wines.
I think it's situational awareness and understanding who you're with and what they've ordered, right? Like if you've all basically got the same thing. Like if you're all drinking and like eating a bunch of sharing appetizers and you all got burgers or whatever, who knows? then whatever.
No,
but
pay
if
for
there's
your own shit.
well, but if there's people who got like water and chicken nuggets where their meal's $9, I'm not going to make them pay $50
Maybe
because we're sharing everything.
Maybe it's just like I would never order anything and be like, yeah, we're all gonna split this.
Oh, I would never assume that somebody was going to pay for my
that's
stuff.
Nuts. It came up because remember it went viral like last year or something where the chick they all went out to like a dinner for her birthday, and like there was a group of people that barely ordered anything, and they were pissed that they had to split, like pay for everybody else's. I'm like, yeah, I would be pissed too.
Yeah.
Like, first off, you better tell me before we even go that this is what's happening. You're not dropping this on me at the place.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it's like, and if you're going for somebody's birthday, the only thing that's acceptable and that's somewhat on that like note is we split the person's birthday check. Like whoever's birthday it is, you might split that. But even then, I'm like, I'm paying for my own shit.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for somebody else's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like my brain, I've never even been put in that situation, and my brain can't comprehend somebody being like, "Yep, we're just gonna all split everything."
Yeah.
It happened to me one time. Is when me and my wife first started dating. When we all had they do a Mardi Gras like lunch. We went to Brennan's, and so of course we're college kids, and we're not gonna order these crazy stuff on the menu. And then it gets to the end, they're like, "All right, everybody split." I'm like, but I didn't get anywhere close to what they had. And then it turned into like this big old thing. And then her mom ended up helping cover some of it. But it was just like, that was kind of the first situation. I was just like, this doesn't feel like.
See, that's a red flag to me. If you're around people that are like, no, we're splitting this. I don't care that you spent $9.
Right.
We're never going anywhere together again.
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Right. Like, I'd be like, good luck getting it from me. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I got my bill. I counted it in my head. It's $40.
Yeah,
And it's not even to be cheap. It's just like,
It's just logical.
Right. That's what I'm saying. My brain can't comprehend it. Like we've all been in this scenario, I'm sure, where they tell you afterwards, oh, we can't split.
Yeah.
Check. Even then, we all sit there like, I order this, and this.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like, we're not worried about taxes or whatever. You ordered this, and then like we split the tip.
Yeah.
Whatever.
In those situations, I have friends now that we go to dinner with so often to where it's just like one of us is just like, we throw the card down and it's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it all. We'll figure it out. Just Venmo me. And like, we just take turns doing that.
Yeah. We've done that too. Or if it's like, if it's nothing, like if it's $10 a person or whatever, it's like, hey, we're going to get drinks, just buy a drink.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
I will say we took Victoria to dinner for her last birthday, and it was one of those situations where they couldn't split the check, and I was like, don't worry, I got it, and I just throw my card down, not thinking how much it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a little pricey, but I look at the bill and I'm like, oh. I mean, I can put this on the card, but man, I was not expecting to put like $2,000 on a credit card for dinner. Like,
yucky.
Fortunately, we all split it. Everybody's good for it, but it was
In that
just
situation, you're like, I sure hope people Venmo me tonight. Like on a normal dinner where it's like $30 a person, you're like, yeah, I'll wait. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
get it to me when you get it to me. In that situation, I'm like, oh, before I get home tonight, this is in my
look, after a few days, I'm charging interest. Okay, you guys
it was cool. Everybody was cool about it. Like I think everybody did pay like that night within like 20 minutes of leaving the restaurant. They were like, how much? Oh, I was like, I don't know. Let me look. And I like told them. They're like, okay, cool. And they just sent it. And I was like, all right, screw it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just some of those like on when we went to Georgia a few last month. We were eating our own little table and eating lunch or whatever, and then it was right after I'd finished playing a nice little golf course. It was a little expensive for a golf course, but the table next to us, they were clearly having a conversation that I felt that I shouldn't even. I was poor just listening to the conversation, and it was like 10 guys, and they all ordered whatever, and so they did the card roulette thing, and they were picking on this one guy because he had a plastic card. The rest of them had the metal American Express cards, and they're like, was this your plan to bring your cheap plastic card when we all have the metal cards? And over here, I'm just like, yeah, my plastic card. I'm too poor to be even listening to this conversation. I'm like, because I think those cards are like $15,000 or $20,000 just initiation fee, and then like all this other stuff. And I'm like,
yeah, some of those American Express cards get crazy.
Yeah.
But they do have, like, I have a Chase card that's metal. And when I first got it, I was like, oh,
My Apple
Yeah,
Card's
ding, ding,
metal.
ding, 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 just dropping it on the table.
Yeah, like, I'm a big dog now.
yeah.
Let me not spend money like I have it though, because that's stupid.
My Apple Card's metal. I remember when I first got it, it's like made of titanium. I was like, this is so cool.
Last forever.
Yeah.
No more cards breaking in my wallet. I used to have cards break in my wallet all the time. It was such an annoyance. That's how you know you're poor. Card can't even make it through.
Yeah, that's why I'm so ready to just abandon the wallet altogether.
Yeah.
You talked about that, I think, one time, like
Yeah, that day can't
having
come
your
soon
phone
enough.
literally have everything on your ID, wallet.
Yeah.
My
I
phone-
actually
My
do
phone
that pretty
does
often.
have everything. Like I can, especially if I got the new car, I can start my car and everything. Like with just my phone, I don't even need a car key. I'm ready to just have my phone be everything.
Yeah.
But I acknowledge that I'm pretty. I'm more willing to do those things than others.
Yeah, that's true. Tech guy.
Excuse me.
What?
What?
I don't know. You said it. You just said you're willing to do things
Oh,
more than
Hey.
you said it. Not
Come on now.
Who F'n Kneauxs after dark?
I love it. It's already after dark. I was singing a song earlier. I was like, I'm working late because I'm a podcaster. Yeah. What topics did we have again? Because these
we
weren't
can, I
even
can lead
topics.
up with some little short ones. I had we talked
ahead.
about conspiracy theories
Yeah.
on the last pod, and
Doom, doom.
with the recent hurricane, there was quite a few people believing that the government was hydroseeding these hurricanes
I hate
to cause more damage because they're working with FEMA and all these other places to get
And they got
get the
that-
money.
They got that metal up in them hills up in North Carolina.
Yeah,
And these people didn't want to sell their homes. And yeah, I heard all about it.
it's crazy. Hydroseeding and hurricanes.
Yeah, it is wild. I mean, listen, I'll say this. I know that that you can like hydro seed, right? Like you can create
Yeah, Dubai, I think, does
rain.
it.
But I don't believe, I haven't read up enough on it. I don't believe that it's possible to do it in that scenario to where they're saying they're like guiding the storm. They're
Yeah,
like
they're like,
making
look
it
at this
bigger, and it's
weird route that it took, and it's like
like, okay,
that's Mother Nature for you.
yeah,
I mean,
I've seen that my whole life.
yeah.
I'm just gonna listen. I'm not to the point in life where I'm gonna choose to believe that the government or whoever they is that is doing this to the storms is such bad people that they're willing to create a Category 5 storm and just direct it to a place.
I actually would the part of like people being just like evil
guess.
and power. Like I actually believe that part.
I don't know.
9/11, sir, was an inside job. Anyways,
I don't know, man. I got on Facebook one day and I saw that was a big topic of conversation. And I was like, yep. I'm just gonna go ahead and get off of Facebook for the day. You know what kind of day it's. That's a good. Listen, that's the one thing about Facebook is you know pretty quickly what you're getting into that day, and you can be like, you know what, take a step back today. But I got on there and I was like, we've reached that point where Facebook is trying to decide who's responsible for the storm.
it is an election year too. It's probably not a good time to be. on
That's
Facebook.
exactly why it was. It was popping off. So
Yeah, I just saw that we were talking about conspiracy theories. I thought that was like pretty relevant. I thought that was, like you said, I think the government definitely has some things that are out there like with conspiracy theories, but that's a little too far.
it's just funny. The funny part to me is that I didn't see that at all on Twitter.
No,
Maybe
I saw it a little
I saw it
bit.
on
I don't.
TikTok.
I don't ever see those things on Twitter.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the people I'm.
It's
following.
the algorithm.
Right.
It's things you interact with, and then from there it takes over.
But Facebook, I always see those type of things on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's what Facebook is.
But yeah,
You know,
that's basically
right.
what Facebook is.
Right. So it's just funny the difference in the
Yeah.
the social medias.
I tell you, my Twitter is kind of wild these days because it is stuff like that.
It does depend on what Elon decides to pump on there that day.
Yeah.
I've blocked Elon like 10 times and he still keeps showing up on my Twitter.
He's trying to change the block. You saw that?
That motherfucker. Listen,
He said you can block. They're trying to work on something where you can block somebody, but you can still see their tweets, but you just can't retweet it, respond to it,
Can't
or do
interact
anything,
with it
right?
at all. Yeah.
Because they like their whole
Which-
theory is like if someone's talking stuff about you or saying certain things, you should be able to. It's your right to be able to see it.
Which at first I was like, yeah, okay, like I'm cool with that. But then there was a girl that I saw tweet something and it unlocked another part of my brain that I wasn't thinking about, right? You ever have something like that happen to you where it's like, poof, eureka.
Then you're in a rabbit hole.
Well, this girl was like, I have 3 people blocked where like 2 of them I literally fear for my safety. So like if all of a sudden they can see her tweets and she says something about being at some place, it's like, oh, like that could be a safety risk. Like maybe there's a reason that this person's blocked. And I was like, I didn't really think of that.
I thought you were saying like if I block you, I can still see your stuff.
You can.
Oh, that yeah.
You can, but it's both what, like you could see,
it's both
you can
ways.
see everything is basically what would happen.
Yeah. Like there's
Unless
no
you're
purpose to
private.
blocking other than them not being able to respond and retweet your stuff.
Truthfully, what it is they want you to pay for features. Like dead serious. Because there's the workaround is you have to be private and they can't see. But then if you're private, you can't see things. And like, it's just like, or other people you might want to interact. It's just limited.
Just make us pay for the app at this point.
Well, they basically are. It was interesting. I had an alert from X on last Sunday while I was at the Saints game where it basically said, hey, someone logged into your Twitter account. And I was like, excuse me, what? That's my personal account. How did somebody log? Like, I get it all the time for the Brew Bros and all that. So I was like, shit. So I'm like in the middle of the Saints game, like trying to change things. And then I changed my password and I'm back in and I'm like, okay, cool. Nobody did anything crazy. Yeah. They could have. And then I go to set up multi-factor because my wife's like, why don't you set up multi-factor? I was like, okay, cool. I go to set it up. It's like, you have to pay for blah, blah, blah to do multi-factor. And I was like, you did this. You did this, Elon. You hacked my account. And then you said, now pay me money. It was fear mongering. I'm telling you. It's a conspiracy.
I don't know. I think the apps have tried to get people to pay for it and it's just not going to go well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree. There's no like. I mean, is everybody going to go to Threads? Like there was the time when we thought Twitter was going to go away for like 2 days, and like everybody went and tried Threads, and we're like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Like,
which is crazy because like I randomly get notifications for Threads, and I'm like, oh, people actually use this still.
yeah, apparently
It's
people do. Well, it's like Twitter's not allowed like in other countries.
Yeah.
In some other countries.
Well, there's like people that I know that I'll randomly be on Instagram and I'll see like a Threads post, and I'm like, why? First of all, why?
Yeah. That's how it is for me too. So I'll see a random video and I'm like, oh, and then it's like, view this on Threads. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, I guess that is still a thing. You know?
I'll get things that was like, you have 10 Threads notifications. And I'm like, I had opened Threads in 7 months. Why? Why do I have notifications?
Right. People tweeting the same thing they tweeted on Twitter.
I guess.
They tweeted.
Must be nice to be Elon. Like, he just wakes up one day and he's like, this is what I'm going to do to Twitter today.
Yeah.
It just whatever.
And then randomly he's at a Steelers game last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm like,
I think he's bored.
yeah.
I genuinely do. I think he's just bored. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna sport Trump outwardly, and we're gonna ruffle feathers and have fun with that. And then I'm also gonna build this rocket that lands in this little hole, and like we'll see what happens there.
When you got that much money, you just got to find stuff to keep it interesting. I think we talked about that before.
You know what else we're going to do? You remember that movie I, Robot? We're going to make them.
Yeah,
They're here now.
which is interesting. How much did you? I'm assuming you tech guy. You looked into that.
I
Huh?
saw parts of it. I didn't. I just avoid like Tesla and Elon. I didn't. I don't. I'll watch like the YouTube videos of like the YouTubers I like talking about it.
Yeah.
But like they haven't all started putting stuff out on that yet. I guess they're like all. Apparently, it was a lot to take in.
People were there was a lot that happened at that whatever that thing was that he put on, but people were raving about the robots, and then it came out very shortly after that the conversations these people were having with the robots it was with a human. Like there's a human on the other side that is controlling the robot. It's not like AI like you're assuming it is as you're looking at it. So
I also just assume like half the stuff he announces is just complete bullshit and never going to come out. Because like if he announced the Cybertruck like years and years and years ago when they just started coming out. There's a model of the Tesla that was announced years before the Cybertruck and people are still waiting on it.
yeah,
It's like this dude is just like whatever.
that's tech life, buddy. I work in it. We announce things all the time, and then they just never happen.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious, boss. If you're listening, you know it's true.
Greatness takes time sometimes, or halfway.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That's you deserve
Thank you.
something.
Thank you. Thank you. I did see one more. It wasn't really a conspiracy theory, but people were saying that the reason that we fall in love with like the Christmas tree Reese's or the like Christmas or Halloween themed candy is because they're fresher because they have to specifically make it for that time period.
Interesting.
So the peanut butter and the chocolate, it's all made fresh. Wow. And that's why we like it so much compared to the regulars.
That's true. You got me.
Are
on that
you,
one.
is that, do y'all do that? Like, do you just get extra excited because it's shaped like a Christmas tree? Like, are you hunting
It
out
feels,
the ones
it's definitely like a placebo effect, but we talked about it before. It's like something about, I don't know, just like a ghost Reese's or a Christmas tree Reese's. Just feels it just tastes better.
I was trying to think because like I like Reese's, but like I don't really go buy them. Like I'll eat one if we have one. So like I'm not actively seeking out the Christmas tree Reese's. So like I wasn't relating, but then I thought about the Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes.
There you go.
Which are just zebra cakes.
Yeah. But it's like,
But I get extra excited. I was like, I never really care about it, but I do get extra excited about the Christmas tree cakes. I made a dip out of those last year. It was like 10 cakes.
I know. I remember you posting that. I was like, oh my God.
I think I had some of that with like the animal cracker.
I had like 3 of it. I was like, this is way too much.
Yeah.
And that's coming from the cream guy himself.
Mr. Cream.
That is, yeah.
I don't know. It could, like I said, it could be
fresher.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It could be a total placebo effect because it's like technically they're making it just a different mold, but
it's more
it's different. I don't know.
It's more because it's limited. I think. I don't think it's because it's fresh.
Yeah.
Like you like the McRib because it's gonna never come back, and then it always comes back.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia.
You know?
Yeah. There's actually like a psychological marketing thing to all that. It's like purposely, like when people release like merch stores, people release 20 t-shirts. They don't say they have 20, but they say limited supply. And then like they put low volume left, like they sold 5 of them.
Right.
And people are like, oh, I need this. I'm not going to be able to get it. And then it builds demand. And then, you know, more people want it.
Let me write that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is for me. Like, I'm like, oh, I just want to get the Christmas tree cakes before they go away forever until next year.
Yeah, until the next time I can get them. Or I could probably order them on Amazon whenever I want.
Yeah. But then are they fresh?
I don't. Are they ever fresh? You might think they are, but let's be real.
People are saying.
The streets is talking. The streets.
We haven't done the streets is talking in a long time.
Well, we just did it, sir. Sort of. I got topics. Do you have any topics? Did anything?
I had some sports topics.
What you got?
We haven't really talked about, we've talked a little college football, but we haven't talked Ashton Jenty yet. And I feel like we need to.
Yeah. He's like a cyborg, isn't he?
This guy.
It's one of those robots we were just talking about.
Yeah. This motherfucker. First off, he's on pace to break whatever Barry Sanders did, which is nuts. But I'm convinced he's a psychopath. You ever like watch like how he stands before this motherfucker? Looking like Michael Myers.
He doesn't even look like he's playing football. He's just like, oh, that's right. I'm here.
And then all of a sudden, boom, 400 yards and 3 touchdowns on your head.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
His lines are absurd. It's like 200 rushing yards minus 300, 2 touchdowns minus 1,500. It's like nobody should ever be minus 1,500 for 2 touchdowns.
He was minus 180 for 3 touchdowns the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid. And he does it.
Yeah.
In a half, because he doesn't ever play the second half.
Yeah.
Like, is he playing against children? I know he plays for Boise.
He had 200 yards against Oregon.
When
they played him earlier this season.
Boise's schedule now. I'm so curious.
They played Oregon at the beginning of the year because people were like, he can't do this against Power 5, but he put up 200 yards versus Oregon. The thing that did aggravate me, not really aggravate me, but Travis Hunter was talking with Robert Griffin this week, and he was saying, you know, that he deserves it because we've all seen a good running back, and if he had 95 catches, what do you think it was? It's like, yeah, but you don't. It's a hypothetical.
That was my first thought.
That's an if.
But do you?
Right.
You don't.
It's like, you know, it's just, and he's not just a good running back. Like, he's on pace to be the best running back year-wise in college football history.
I mean,
listen, Travis and that shouldn't be his argument. His argument shouldn't be, oh, well, if I had 95 catches, his argument should be like, well, tell him to go play safety now.
yeah.
Like that, like you have a clear thing that separates you. You don't have to be like, oh, if I had 95 catches, brother. Just be like, well, does he have 3 interceptions?
Right.
That's what he did also kind of argue that he's like, you know, to have someone play on both sides of the ball. But it's like, I don't know. To me, if someone's going to break on possibly, you know, a college football history record, I feel like you have to get that person out.
The funniest thing about him, though, is the way he just stands. Like, I've never seen anybody just be like,
He looks like a psychopath. You're not lying.
he's like you don't. I don't even really see him like scoping out the defense. He's just like, I don't give a shit. Just give me the ball. And then it's like, it's not a thing where they're like, oh, this scheme is so good. This dude is breaking every tackle and then he's pulling away from people. It's nuts.
And he's not like massive, like 6'2",
No, he's
6'3".
he's like Maurice
5'10",
Jones-Drew.
maybe 5'11", if that.
He's built like Maurice Jones-Drew, and I don't know what his 40 time is, but that dude is just pulling away from everybody. It's amazing. It's a fun Heisman race, huh? I'm really thinking about it. Because, like, there's the two-way guy, there's the all-time great running back, and then you got, like, the traditional guy in Cam Ward, who's leading, like, every passing stat, who in, like, every other year is probably the runaway Heisman.
Yeah, he's not even the top quarterback Heisman right now, technically.
Who,
Who's your boy? Yeah, who's the boy from Oregon?
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel's higher on the list right now
Is he?
than
I thought,
than Cam is.
like 2 weeks ago, maybe after the last couple games.
Yeah.
But, like, Cam
not that Cam has, like, fallen
Yeah.
off. It just, I think Dylan had a
like,
couple of good
I hadn't
games.
looked in, like, 2 weeks, but, like, 2 weeks ago, he was the favorite, like, overall, period.
Well, Oregon's, like, the number one team in the nation right now. So, I mean, and they just beat Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Both of them, actually, him and Cam Ward and Dylan Gabriel both have a small chance, but a chance to break the all-time passing record for the NCAA. Because it's like
been-
Dylan Gabriel's been in.
He's been at UCF, and then he was at Oklahoma, then Oregon, and
Cam's is because it's FBS and FCS.
good for him.
You know,
He's been a dog everywhere he's gone, though, so it matters. It counts.
it's fun that it's not just like, oh, here's 3 quarterbacks going for the Heisman.
yeah.
But my bias is towards Cam Ward. But I tweeted it the other day, like if a running back is doing what Jenty is doing, I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
But Travis also, I like Travis. He's hurt though. He's got to come back healthy. He's got to be healthy. Can't miss games. Can't miss games if you want to win the Heisman.
That's very true. Very
But
true.
if he had 95 catches.
Yeah.
I don't like that argument.
I didn't like that argument either. I immediately was going to pick that apart. That's
Yeah.
not logical. It doesn't matter. It's hypotheticals. We don't live in hypotheticals, sir.
Shador kind of fell off for the Heisman, huh? What happened there?
I don't think he's been playing horrible. He just hasn't been playing, like,
I'll be honest.
fantastic.
The Colorado luster has really just kind of worn off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about them at all. Be a good team.
Yeah, at least
need you to
they're
be a
doing
good team.
okay this year. But
It's really hard for me. Saints fans right now are like tweeting about Shador. They're like, oh, tank for Shador. And in my head, I'm like, he doesn't win in college. Yes, he looks very talented. He looks like he's got everything you want.
Yeah.
You know who else looks like they have everything you want? Spencer Rattler.
It's tough.
It is tough. It's hard to even like.
Because there's a difference between watching Shador and Spencer Rattler.
Sure. There
Right?
is.
Like,
There is.
I don't.
But it's hard for me to be like all in,
Yeah.
like other people are when it's like, bro, you're not winning.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It is tough. Like, obviously, I would take him,
Sure.
you know. But if you had the number 1 overall pick, like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
who I'm
Even as like a diehard Cam Ward fan, like his draft stock is shooting up the board right now,
Mm-hmm.
and even then, I'm like, I'm not sold on taking any of these guys number 1 overall. Like, I'd almost rather take Travis Hunter and be like, hey,
Yeah,
let's see how this goes.
that's right.
Do you think he translates as a two-way player in the NFL?
He shouldn't. I mean,
You think a team in the NFL is going to take that chance and play him on both sides?
No, I don't think you should, to be honest.
How do you pay a player like that?
That's a whole nother discussion. Ask Taysom Hill. I don't know.
like, yeah, that's
You pay him as a DB? Do you pay him as a receiver?
I just look at like the injuries now. Like, these dudes can't stay healthy. Any of them can't stay healthy as just a one-way guys.
Yeah.
And like, he's also not built very.
He doesn't
big,
look very big. I was thinking that. I was
he's
like, yo,
very-
you got to put some size on.
Yeah.
but like as good as he is, like a legit player at both positions. And I keep saying, like, if he just commits to being a receiver, I think he's got like top of the league potential at receiver.
Yeah. He's either going to be in the NFL, he's either going to be a DB that occasionally plays receiver and maybe returns kicks, or he's going to be a receiver.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's not going to be both full time.
I also think like a lockdown cornerback is great to have, but I think in the NFL now, if you're a dominant receiver, like it's one of the best things. You almost want receivers cheap, like you do quarterbacks now. So like if you can get a dominant receiver like that, I think you just make him do that. And I know he does it now, but it's also like it's college. I just have a hard time believing like if he's playing 2 ways the entire game and you need him to take over in the 4th, like he's going to be tired.
Yeah.
It's a different level of competition. I'm sure he's going to want to try it.
Yeah. Of course. And there's going to be people like us that say he can't do it, and he's going to want to prove that.
I'd like to see it. Like, I'd love to see him try. But I don't know.
I don't know. Like you said, I think it's just a different ballgame in the NFL. And
because I mean, Dion was a corner that like every now and then would play.
Yeah.
So didn't Patrick Peterson do it sometimes too?
Yeah, but not like Dion. But yeah, Dion had a season where he played receiver pretty often.
I wonder if that could be a situation where he's a cornerback, and when they need, like in big moments, they're like, hey, go play receiver.
That's basically what Dion did. Like there was like a package where he would just come in occasionally throughout the game, and he would play receiver, and then he would return punts. I think it was with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what I was saying. Like I feel like that makes the most sense. Like he's not going to be a every snap type of guy on offense unless he just commits to offense. Yeah, I don't know. I got topics. Feels like this one's floundering out, so I was going to move on. You cool with that?
Yep.
All right, I got 2 questions. We're trying to figure out which one to start with. They're both sports.
Okay.
Here's one that my wife actually sent me that I thought was funny and really entertaining, and I felt like we should have a conversation around this. Here's the scenario, right? Your favorite NFL team calls you on like Friday, right? They say, hey, we got a game on Sunday. We need a starting X. I'm thinking quarterback, whatever. We'll pay you $850 to come start for us and play. But if you get hurt, we're not paying for anything. Are you doing it?
Nah. Like I'm getting legit minutes.
You're starting. You are the starter.
It could depend on the position. Because like quarterback, I feel like I'm protected. Also, I'm going to be so bad they're going to pull me. Like
that's the thing. Like, how are you on a leash at all, or do they literally just keep you in the whole game?
I'm gonna be honest. If they're calling you up on a Friday to come play on a Sunday, I'm gonna say there's no leash. They're gonna be like, bro, you're all we got.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Quarterback, I feel like you're kind of protected a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Spencer Rattler was protected.
Whose offensive line do I have?
But like, listen, if I don't have
your favorite team, which is neither.
But here's the thing: like, if I don't have a leash, like if I see him coming, we're gonna get rid of it. Like I'm taking every sack. I'm falling.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah.
Intentional grounding.
Receiver. I'm just gonna choose to not go across the middle on this route. I'm gonna go. It's
gonna be Tyler Lockett, just 10 yards before.
Look, I'm just gonna protect myself the best I can. I'm not playing defense. That's not happening because I'm not gonna try to make a tackle.
Yeah,
I feel like you can kind of play safe with the safety. Just sit back,
fall down. You're the last one. Oh no.
I'm just Peanut Tillman. I'm just trying to punch the ball out.
We just saw a cornerback break his femur. I'm not playing defense.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't
4
know.
times stronger than concrete.
Nuts.
Yeah, they didn't even show the replay.
Yeah,
and like I didn't see it happen, so I was like, okay, it must have been bad.
They're like, when we don't show the replay, you know it's bad. And like
okay. if you do research on that injury, they're like, yeah, a traumatic car crash or like falling from a building is what will break your femur.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm taking a tackle.
Like I watched the play and I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I
didn't see it. Like I didn't
kind of
notice.
got like rolled up.
Yeah, it looked like
it stuck underneath. Almost.
It looked like it would have just been a knee injury. It didn't look like you.
Well, he grabbed his knee. That's what made it more confusing too. He kind of grabbed like right here.
Because he probably like, what is this feeling? Like nuts. Anyway, what do you think?
Let me have fullback. Let me go block.
No.
I mean, yes, but I'm assuming they're calling me to play quarterback, right? It's check down city though. They're gonna be treating me like Drew Brees at the end of his career. They're gonna be like, listen, you ain't throwing it past 20 yards. Good luck. We're blitzing you and we're covering short.
Yeah.
I'll be like, shit.
Here, Kamar, go. Alvin, go.
Running back. Every play.
Every time they call a pass, you get up there. Omaha. Hand off.
Yeah.
They got you in an I formation. Hey, we're running shotgun, so I got time.
Cool, man. Listen, you pay me $850 to just dress up like a Saints player and run out on the field. I'm in.
Yeah. That's such a specific amount too.
I know, it's very specific.
Bump it to 1,000.
I didn't make the rules, okay? Yeah. I'm just following them here. Bump it to 1,000, I'm in.
Yeah.
I may have a career in injury.
150 gets me gas and some food after. You know?
Yeah. I mean, what are the chances like your injury is like super severe?
See, you're assuming that you're going to get injured. I'm such an optimist. I'm like, what if I perform? What if I do well? And then they sign me.
But I'm assuming that if they're calling me to come in, that there's not a lot of protection around me. That means that 4 or 5 other guys have probably already got hurt. And they're like, There's just nobody left.
Is there a sport that you guys
This
think
is a
that
Make-A-Wish situation.
that's basically what it sounds
Yeah, pretty
like.
much.
Like a sport that you would be able to, like how we are all right now, get substituted on like a 2-day notice
No.
and be decent. No. Like if the Pels,
I'd love to pretend,
called,
but
if
no.
baseball, anybody
Maybe 7 years ago I would have had a different answer, but
be a
I'm
relief pitcher.
What are
I'm
the
36
Pels?
years old
What are
right
the
now.
Pels asking me to do?
6
Stand
minutes.
in the corner and maybe take a three? Sure,
Yeah.
you can try that.
Can you play defense?
You'd be
Can you
wi-
even
be
run
winded.
up and down the
Yeah,
court?
be winded.
Yeah, no, I can get up and down the court. That I'm not worried about.
I think you're underestimating how fast the NBA game is.
Oh, I didn't say I would beat anybody down the court, but I could listen. If
I'm saying you-
Jokic, if I could do it at like Jokic speed,
Even Jokic would probably be cooking you up. And the NBA game is so fast. I played with dudes in a rec league that were like just running the whole time, and I was like, bro, I can't keep up. And the NBA game is faster.
Yeah.
The decisions, the movement, like everything. It's
I'm
like,
not saying I'm beating anybody down the court, but like I will last at my pace.
Yeah.
you're just
You know?
jogging the whole time. Like,
I'll.
just stay down on offense.
But, like,
just
I'm-
stay in the corner.
I'm assuming I'm not playing 48 minutes. Like,
Can maybe sneak a relief pitcher in there, throw him off. Like, hey, this
so?
guy's pitching 68 miles an hour. I can't hit
Throw it
him.
in Ephus, yeah.
Yeah. I can't hit him.
I'm scared to death. That
Hey,
ball's
you got-
coming right back in my face.
Yeah. Hey, you got Juan Soto, Aaron Judge in the playoffs, and you're just like,
I'm throwing
Let's
it
see.
in the deck.
Yeah, I
City
don't
of
know.
New York threatens to murder
What was that?
random person.
Handball was the one that we talked about. I think handball is one that we might be able to do. I watched handball in the Olympics, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm already picking up on strategies here. Listen, you want to penetrate, somebody's cutting back door, you pass it to them, they're jumping and firing. That's it. Over and over.
Yeah.
Ball game.
I'm telling you, like, again, no disrespect to the handball players, but I'm watching and I'm like,
Give me like 5 of my closest
I'm
buddies.
telling
here,
you, like,
or
if
however
there
many.
was ever a sport where I'm like, if I just picked up 5 athletic dudes,
Yeah.
I think we could do this. Not against an Olympic team. I don't think we're beating an Olympic team,
No.
but it doesn't seem that difficult. Now, listen, I don't know the rules at all, but it looks like I just jumped from the 3-point looking line and we're slinging the ball at the goalie.
Yeah, I didn't understand. They would like dribble sometimes. They bounce it, but then they just run. And I'm like, I don't know. Traveling? I don't know what we're doing or how this works.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand. Like, the only thing I don't think I could do in that sport is play goalie.
Yeah, that would be the hardest thing. And I think at that point, I just call one of my soccer friends. I'm like, hey, have you played goalie before?
Yeah. Like, they also look like they could tackle, I think.
But they got called for like basically like blocking fouls when they would like get in people's way as well. So it was like, there's a bunch of rules that feel familiar. And I'm like,
Listen, it
muscle memory takes over.
very much seems like dodgeball. It's the same. Like, it's the same.
Court. The court feels like dodgeball.
Yeah,
I
but
think
no,
it's
like, it's the same. Like, I'm throwing this ball as hard as I can at a target.
yeah.
And pretty good dodgeball player. Once won the one in Lafayette. We won the tournament. I've done that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just saying.
Is there more terrifying possibly being a goalie than lacrosse?
I don't know. I've never played lacrosse, but
I just feel like that looks terrifying.
But how much padding do they wear?
Not a lot.
they have
Shoulder
like chest
pads?
protectors and shoulder pads. I think. As
I don't know.
goalies.
You ever
Probably a
Have you ever
cup.
felt the lacrosse ball?
You ever seen how fast a hockey puck comes
Very,
at
very
you?
hard.
Christ almighty. A hockey puck travels, what, 100 and something miles an hour?
Yeah, but they're full of pads.
Uh,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. They look like Michelin men. Some of those dudes are like skinny, like goalies. When you see them in the game, I always thought they were fat. And then like I got older and I was like, dang, he's super skinny.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the hardest thing about being a hockey goalie is like being in that position all game. I'm like,
Yeah.
how are you doing that?
It's like a catcher, you
Oh,
just gotta.
yeah. Well, now catchers, like, they do the 1D thing.
Yeah,
A lot.
lazy.
Hey.
Not my
That was
baseball.
a question we've asked before, was like, if it was in a professional situation, could you gain 5 yards, hit a baseball, or hit a 3, I think is the other one.
Yeah.
In
like
a professional
three.
game.
Three's the
I
easiest.
think it's the easiest one too.
Yeah.
Baseball stuff.
Patty's convinced he can gain 5 yards.
No, you gave me the whole game to gain 5 yards, and I said absolutely I can gain 5 yards in
As
the
a
whole
running
game.
back,
I don't know.
We didn't. I don't think we specified.
I think I said I would be like a tight end. I'm just fine in the zone. I'm going to catch one pass and I'm going to fall down. And then I'll be like, all right, check me out. Come get me.
I didn't think he would last the whole game.
Listen, I will fake block. I will just roll out. I will just consistently 5 and turn around, 5 and turn around, 5 and turn around. Eventually, I'm going to be open, right? And I'm going to be like, quarterback, you need 5 yards. I'm finding a hole. I'm a drop.
It's like write the play out on the football. I don't know what you just said the play, but I'm doing this and this. Find me.
I said basketball. I said the 3. I feel like I could get lucky on a 3-pointer.
Yeah, someone's gonna leave you open.
Yeah, they're like this. There's no chance this dude can hit a shot.
We talked about that. I thought about it after you were like, "What's the kind of trash talk or whatever?" I said nothing makes you feel worse is when you shoot a shot and someone goes, "He's with us," and you're just like, "Oh," you just feel horrible before you even shoot it. Or like, that's off. Yeah. Brick, our ball. And you're like, I haven't even shot yet.
I think the worst feeling is the disrespect when somebody doesn't even attempt to guard you. And I'm like,
go ahead, shoot it.
Now in my head, I'm like, well, I'm shooting it for sure. Yeah. But now I'm thrown off.
Yeah.
This is mind games.
Forbid you miss it.
Yeah. Now if I miss it, I feel dumb and I'm never shooting again.
Speaking of sports and disrespect, this was the other topic I had, and I got to bring it up.
Perfect.
Is there a higher level of disrespect to your opponent than running a hook and ladder to a lineman? The Lions, not only that, they ran the hook and ladder to a lineman, they threw a fade to a lineman, then they had another one just line up on the outside like he was just going to run a little route.
That is the higher level. I was going to say, from the same game, it's just having a lineman at wide receiver, not even a trick play, just literally like, we're going to send out our lineman, number 67.
Yeah. Nothing says we're not taking these dudes seriously. Like lining up this lineman to run a fade route and then throwing it to him.
Yeah.
They were intent on getting a lineman a touchdown, and not even like the cheap way either, where it's just like they sneak out and they throw it.
No, they were just legit like, hey, big man's coming out, guard him.
You want to prove it? Here's your chance.
If I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm so pissed at that. Because that dude scored a touchdown too, and they took it away because of a block on the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. Like, and he tiptoed the sideline, dove. It was impressive.
He jumped up, hands in the air. I was like, damn, look at big man move.
I was like, this is a different level of disrespect. Also, speaking of the Cowboys, shout out to Dak for becoming the first ever quarterback to throw an interception on 2 different days in the same game.
Yeah, I heard about that. I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's too soon.
Fell asleep on that game.
Did y'all lost that game?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Speaking of, if we just want to dive into the Steelers,
pretty sports heavy podcast.
Yeah, I don't understand what you guys are doing at quarterback right now. You have a guy that's 4-2 and is playing okay. He's not playing great, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna bench him. We're gonna start this other guy that plays the same game but's 10 years older and can't move as well anymore.
I think you just explained it though. You just said we're 4-2, but yeah, he's playing okay.
It's almost in spite of Justin Fields. Listen, have you watched the Steelers game?
Yeah,
brother. Besides what we just went through last night with the Saints, Steelers games are rough. Yeah. That offense sucks.
If you think Russell Wilson is going to change that,
no, I'm just saying. If you're watching that, you're like, man.
I think it's going to be. I really think it's going to be just like any other game right now because Russell's more pro style, Fields is more playmaker style. So Fields has his legs, but maybe not the quite arm and vision. Russ has the vision and the quarterback-esque, but not the mobility with the legs. So it's going to be like a wash.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is the most sacked quarterback in the last 5 or 6 years. The 5th most is actually Justin Fields. But I know I had to call that out too. The Steelers' offensive line being terrible feels like Russell Wilson, who already has issues with that, probably shouldn't just stand back there.
The line is a little banged up because when the line was healthy, it was decent. But to me, if he's gonna prove it, it would be Sunday versus a really good Jets defense. So if he can go out there and do halfway decent, it's like you almost have to keep rolling with him a little bit because initially that's who you got to be your quarterback.
Yeah.
And ideally, as a Steeler fan, I would like to see Russ do good this season, and then us kind of roll the dice with Fields in the offseason.
See, I would have thought the opposite. Wouldn't you want to just keep rolling with Fields to figure out if you have?
That's what I would have thought.
Something?
The offense is so stale. That's the problem. It's like, is he making plays, most definitely. But at the same time, like you watch back on film, the receivers are getting open, and he's sometimes he's just not seeing it. And it's like, does the passing game open up? Does that help Najee in the run game, or does it really not do anything? And like I said, I feel like as a Steelers fan, it more than likely is going to be a wash. Yeah, you're going to get more passing, but then the mobility is not going to be there with Fields. Yeah, the mobility, but the passing's not all the way there. And it's just like a couple of his touchdowns came off of turnovers on the Raiders side of the field. And
it brings up an interesting conversation, though, because it's like, yes, but also you're 4-2.
Yeah.
So like, what matters more?
That's
like,
what
you're
I'm
winning
looking at.
games.
Yeah.
Like, or does it matter that you find a quarterback and that
'Cause it really-
it's kind of like the conversation I'm having with the Saints, where I'm like, man, if we suck, I at least wish we were fun to watch.
Yeah.
But you're not fun to watch, but you're winning. Yeah. So what matters more?
We're fourth and goal play from being 5-1. You know, it's like,
but you're 4-2 and you seem upset about it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
the games, how good the defense minus, maybe one or two games, it's been playing so well that it's so frustrating for the offense to just seem like it's so stale after last year with the Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph experiment, and then, the year before with Trubisky. And it's just like, I'm used to, as a Steeler fan, the killer bees with Antonio Brown, Le'Veon, Big Ben, and these back-to-back games with Ben throwing 6 touchdowns and this high-scoring offense, and then terrible defense. And now I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting good defense and horrible offense.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
I really don't want to hear you complain about anything, to be honest.
Did you guys fire Matt Canada yet? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Good.
We got Arthur Smith, the Falcon.
Oh, Jesus. You're doing it to yourselves. I'm going to be honest with you.
Anybody's better than Canada.
I mean, yeah, but not much better.
But he's still gonna find a way to be above 500. Like,
You went from I don't know how Matt Canada keeps getting jobs. So people think he's a guru. He's been terrible everywhere he's been. Anyways, you went from him to a guy who will play his third string quarterback and tight end just because. Yeah. Let's outsmart him. We're gonna run a fade to our linemen. Sorry, that was.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm happy to be 4-2, but I would like to see the offense. Like I said, if worst case scenario, Russ goes out there and he stinks it up, and you go back to what's been working. But the problem is people have does that hurt Fields' confidence a little bit? But
didn't he always have Fields listed as QB2?
Yes.
Like so it was almost like a given.
Right. Like that's what I'm saying. They brought Russ to be the starter, and then Fields is like, well, there may be a competition, and then Russ is like, for a while it felt like, all right, they're just milking this Russ injury because Fields is playing halfway decent, but.
I don't know. It's rough.
Yeah,
not a ton around Russ to help him out either.
Right.
It's like this diva and a bunch of other
nobodies. Pickens, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, Calvin Austin.
And it's like
pretty rough.
And then it's Pickens if Pickens decides he wants to
run
play
around
that day.
Yeah. What cracked me up was
that guy's gonna be a problem, huh?
Yeah, we just know how to pick him. Deontay Johnson, Antonio Brown.
What did Ryan Clark always say about Antonio Brown? He's like, I kept telling everybody, as soon as you give this dude money, he's gonna be a problem. And Pickens is already that way.
If he gives me Hall of Fame numbers, I'll take 6 years of diva if he's gonna put up crazy stats.
You can get away with murder if you're good. Well, unless you're Aaron Hernandez, and then
Womp, 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 womp. I like how Dennis Allen last night said he's not worried about his job. I'm like,
why would he be? Like we really don't need to get into that'll be a conversation on the Saints.
On that Saints pod. Check out that Saints pod.
But
We're gonna have some thoughts.
The short answer to that is why would he be?
Yeah. I agree. We'll dive into that again.
We can just pretend that game last night didn't happen.
I have one more question for you. It's kind of a game. I'm going to present it, and then we'll figure it out from there, okay?
I like games.
I like games.
I like dudes.
Okay, so here's the question.
I like dudes.
Here's the question. How many white athletes can you name in 1 minute?
I mean, I don't know. You start the timer?
That's what I'm saying. You could set the number, and then I did this last night with my wife. I failed. I thought I would be really good at it.
What is failing?
So I said 20. I was like, I could do 20. And then I just drew a blank. I could definitely name 20 white athletes. Just in the NFL is what I was trying to do.
Do they have to be active?
No, she said no, and I was like, okay, cool. I still failed.
I think at most like 10. I don't think I can get higher than 10.
I feel like I can get 20 just based like close, just off of golfers.
Golfers.
Yeah.
Well, see, now you're having time to think about it.
See, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I did NFL and I failed. But I still think I could do 20, but I don't know. I don't know if
Like
I could do it
NBA
right
would
now.
be a little tougher.
Well, guess what, buddy?
Yeah, you said, how many did you say?
He said 20.
You said 20 in a
But
But
minute.
he's had time to think. He's got at least 5 or 6 on his mind already.
That's okay. I'll count them. You start the timer.
All right, you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, Bubba Watson, Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Max Homa. Did I say Phil Mickelson?
Yep.
Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Ricky Fowler. All right, and then I'll go switch it up. Larry Bird, Tyler Hero, Mike Miller, Kyle Korver, Steve Novak, Christian McCaffrey, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp. Almost said Puka Nacua, but he's not. Harrison Smith, Sam Bradford, Baker Mayfield.
Ooh, that's 20. Can I get a time check?
45 seconds.
Good for you.
I wouldn't
Way
have
to
had
go, buddy.
I wouldn't have had the golfers.
Yeah, the golfers are really what helped you
My
out
main
there.
takeaway there is not a lot of minorities in the golf world.
That's why Tiger.
Not a lot of minorities in the golf world.
That's what made Tiger so special, and he came in.
And then there was a bit of
a.
a bit of a theme with the basketball guys. You left out JJ Redick. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
That was one of the first names on my mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Tyson Fury was on my brain.
Yeah.
I'd
a good one.
have blanked out at like 10
I blanked.
because I wouldn't have went to golf.
I think I hit 14 and I was like, Aaron Hernandez is not white. And I was like, but I was only doing NFL. So I was like, it was difficult.
Good for you,
Yeah.
Sam Bradford. What a pull.
That was a pull. You didn't even say Drew Brees or
Harrison Smith was
Tom
a pull.
Brady. Harrison Smith, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't even go like legends. You were just like
Well, I was trying
Harrison
to think. I was
Smith.
trying to think of the
Danny Amendola.
I was trying to think of the white corner from
I actually
Denver.
said Danny Amendola yesterday.
I
I couldn't think of his name
I
either.
immediately went to Patriots receiver.
I did too. I said Wes yesterday, like immediately. It was like Danny Amendola, Wes Welker.
You can't stick to one sport.
Julian Edelman.
That's why I tried to switch it up a little.
He had because I'd have went football first, then I immediately would have went to basketball.
Yeah.
Austin Collie.
Austin
There you go.
Collie.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Good for you. Patty thought he was going to stump you with that one. He did not.
I did not. Way to go. Well, the golfers were the hack.
Speaking of
Yeah.
white athletes, do we need to update the
Well-
elite cracker list at all?
We certainly can. Not a lot going on in the elite cracker world lately, though. Like I feel
We
like
do have a nominee though.
we do, but not a lot of changing going on is what I'm thinking.
did
but we can talk about
did
it.
we want to discuss the Hall of Fame nominees that people were giving us?
Yeah, do we have a list of
I'll
those?
pull
'Cause
it
I'd
up.
write
Let's
down.
let's discuss the active ones while I pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
The obvious candidate for look elite cracker
Yeah.
just came up on my TikTok.
Good for you.
The obvious candidate is Riley Moss,
Mm.
Denver Broncos cornerback.
Yeah, I'm a little salty right now because he didn't really do much last night, but I
Yeah.
saw him on the field. So
Yeah, it's just I don't think he's in the 5. It's just whether he's on the bubble. I think.
he's below the line, but yeah, he's somewhere. He's below the cut line. If we're talking golf, you know,
He's the helmet sticker.
he gets a helmet sticker.
He gets
Congrats, buddy.
nominated for the week. You know.
Yeah, I don't think there was any others.
No, there's not a lot happening in the white community right now. I'll be honest with you.
I think our list is still pretty solid. Like we're not even getting Hillary Duff out of there yet,
No.
which is kind of shocking. I thought
I thought so too.
she'd be out of there pretty
Something
quickly.
something needs to happen for Is Baker Mayfield? Is he?
Who is it? Listen, Baker Mayfield might be the MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does he deserve to be on this list?
It's a discussion. I think so. Did we still have Arch on the bubble? Because he's above Arch now.
We can
Arch,
we can move Arch down.
Arch is off.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers is back. Arch is off.
Yeah,
I
we'll put Baker like right at the bubble. He's coming.
Sam Darnold for a little bit had some little heat with him too.
Yeah, but he's
too late now.
Yeah.
Sam
It-
Darnold.
Still cracker.
Baker's
Yeah, he
Baker's got
stale real quick.
Baker's got an argument.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Okay.
Baker's on the bubble.
We'll revisit. He
Bubble.
might.
He
Bubble
was
Baker.
he was such a heat that during the Texas game that you got blown out. They planted the flag on a Baker Mayfield jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually something I was thinking of. That's what made me think of it. Is he's like his comments on that were like,
Yeah,
just
it was like a guy who played there, beat him multiple times 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm still relevant somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. That's a good nominee.
Yeah.
Good nominee. All right. Here's some. Speaking of nominees, these were from TikTok. We might have had some on Instagram too. I don't know if you want to.
We did. I'll pull it up.
Pull it up while I do this. All right. These are nominees for the Elite Cracker Hall of Fame. I guess this would be like the second class because we already had our initial class. So, number 1, Tony Hawk.
Yeah, that was a good nominee.
Yeah.
That's a good one. He hit a 900. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And he had a video game that was played by everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shaped everyone's childhood.
Yeah.
Been inactive long enough to be.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure. He's also a really fun, like, social media follow, just because, like, the whole, I don't know the words to say here, but the whole situation where people are like, that looks like Tony Hawk. And it's like actually Tony Hawk. And he's like, yeah, that's me.
So
Like,
did we agree that if we say they're Hall of Fame worthy, we'll put it up for people to vote on? And
Yeah, we
put
could
them
do
in the
that.
Hall of Fame?
We
Okay.
could do that.
So Tony Hawk getting the vote. They didn't say this, but if we're putting Tony Hawk, Shaun White, not good enough. He doesn't have the video game. I think that's where
He's just
he
not
loses
as, yeah, he's just
Okay.
like, yeah.
It's in the same vein. You know what I mean?
yeah, I
That's
get
why
it.
I'm asking.
I'm voting no
Okay. I'm
to Shaun White.
I'm okay with that. This one feels like a no-brainer. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's close to like the Betty White vein of
Very good.
slam dunk. So Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk, Mr. Rogers. Steve from Blue's Clues. I don't think so.
I think if
There's
he was,
multiple ones.
Yeah,
Number
if he
one.
was there the whole time and just him, I would say yeah.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, he was kind of relevant for a second there because he had all those posts or whatever the other day. I also say no to Steve from Blue's Clues. Tom Hanks.
Is he still too relevant?
He might be a dipper.
I think
I don't know if
that's what I couldn't remember. I feel like he had something.
nothing actually ever. That's a conspiracy theory, but
Okay.
like, who knows?
He's still making movies. I don't think he can be put in yet.
Okay.
I think it's too active.
Okay. We'll hold off. He's not eliminated. We're just, he's not first ballot right now, or he's not eligible.
Yeah.
That's what it is. He just hasn't hit the criteria yet.
This one, I already know your answer to this. I know my answer to this. John Cena.
I think we said John Cena at one point, or somebody said John Cena.
He's not technically. He's
wasn't-
not even retired yet.
I'm gonna say no at the moment.
Yeah, that was my reply. Was not inactive long enough to get in, but potentially on track.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But it's a long way away. I think.
Yeah. I mean, culturally, he's undeniable, but at the moment, I can't put him in.
Yeah. So of all the nominees, I think we only have 2 that are going up for vote: Tony Hawk and Mr. Rogers.
Okay. That's from TikTok though. We've got more.
Yeah.
We've got more. Let's see. I'm trying to see which ones are like Hall of Fame worthy. I guess I shouldn't skip any. We could just quickly say no or yes. This is one near and dear to my heart. It's actually the first comment. Julie Andrews. Do you know who that is?
I feel like I would say is she still relevant?
No. Julie Andrews is older than dirt. She is Mary Poppins, first of all. She was also in The Sound of Music. She's in a lot. She was in The Princess Diaries. She's the Queen of Genovia or whatever.
I think I say yes.
I want to say yes. So
I think if you're Mary Poppins,
that's what puts it in for me.
Yeah.
Just Mary Poppins is the GOAT. Hands down.
I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with putting it.
Mary Poppins puts it in for you?
Yes. I'm just diving into that one. Okay. Julie Andrews. She's up for a vote.
Yeah.
Next one's Dolly Parton.
That one's tough.
It's tough.
I feel like it should be yes.
I feel like the criteria is like active or non too active yet.
Is she still too active?
She was just on a song with Post Malone.
I think so.
Okay.
I do think she's a little too active. Like, for me, it's almost like they have to be completely
Dead.
It's kind of the same. No.
On the verge.
But like, I know she's not as active as Tom Hanks, but I put them kind of in the same
Sure. Okay.
level. Like,
So-
like she will get there.
Not first ballot. Not eligible.
No, it's not.
yet.
Yeah, just not eligible
Okay.
yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a gut feeling thing for me. Like, if I'm almost,
It's all gut feeling. That's what I was trying to explain to people.
it's almost like if I'm not immediately like, yeah, then
Yeah.
you know.
Okay, you said Mr. Rogers. Stone Cold Steve Austin still too active.
This was one that I texted him. I think Stone Cold gets in. I think
Yeah, because it's almost like the Cena argument. It's like we're waiting for him not to really be active, and I feel like Stone Cold is at that point.
Yeah, like
Now, if he came back at WrestleMania,
no. See, even then, like obviously, The Rock is not eligible for this list. But if he was doing the Rock thing, where he came,
Many reasons.
if he came back
Samoan.
for a full run like The Rock is doing,
Right.
I would take him out of eligibility.
Sure.
But if we get Stone Cold, it's a Mania appearance or bust.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Stone Cold is wrestling.
what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What?
He might be the youngest member of the Elite Cracker Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny at his age.
That's funny.
But I think Stone Cold is a slam dunk.
I don't know. I don't know who we officially put in, but we talked about like Robin Williams and like
Yeah.
others who have passed away, but were probably around. Well, Robin Williams was older actually.
I think Stone Cold.
Yeah, Gut is saying yeah.
It's slam dunk. Like it's one of the easiest yeses.
Put
for
him on.
me.
Put him on the list. You just made the list.
I'm just debating how I want to word the tweet. Is all.
Oh, that's fine. These two are too relevant. Gordon Ramsay and Will Ferrell. That's too new.
Agreed.
Tom Brady also still too new.
Agreed.
Robert Downey Jr.
Nope.
Yeah, he's still
about to
making
be
movies.
Doom.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
true.
about to have a whole new role.
Yeah. He could have been an Elite Cracker.
All
at one
people
point.
that are on track, I would say.
For sure. For sure. Bill Nye.
The science guy.
Bill.
That's another one. I think, yeah. Like, I don't want to just put everybody in. I think we've done a good job of saying no to people.
Yeah.
But building, like, that's such an iconic thing.
Yeah, that was everybody's school. They wheel in the VHS.
Yeah, I think
You're watching
so.
Bill Nye.
I think so.
And listen, this is just the ballot, right?
Yeah.
We're
Right.
only here's what we're gonna do.
Some people don't get into the 7th or 8th ballot.
We're only gonna elect like a top percentile. I don't know. We'll figure that out after. We're only gonna like you need a certain percentile of the vote, or you need to be the top vote getter for this round.
Oh, that's how we're doing it. See,
Maybe
I
we
was
shouldn't put everybody in at once, right?
I was gonna put
You definitely don't want everybody in at once.
Stone Cold, yes or no. I'll wait then. I'll wait. And
Let's
see
talk
how
about
we-
this.
how
We'll
we do
release
this.
We'll release
Okay.
a list. You guys watch.
Because you can
for it.
only vote once on Twitter, so it's like if everybody votes for Stone Cold, then only.
Yeah, maybe they. Yeah,
Well, let's be
figure it out.
honest.
figure it
Of all these people, I don't know. Maybe it's close. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll figure a
We'll
way
see.
to do it.
Bill
I'll
Nye.
save the tweet then.
Here's a good one. He's still active. Mike Breen.
Bang!
Bang! Like, come on.
I think the Bang is in the Hall of Fame.
Just the bang, not him.
out. Elite Cracker phrase of
No, not yet. Not yet. He's still calling.
Elite Cracker phrases.
He's still calling games. Sadly, that might have to be one where when he's just not with us anymore.
That's probably true.
Because like he's gonna do that forever.
Yeah.
Like Lee Corso.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He might as well.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's-
not saying it.
Dick Vitale.
it's another. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good ones. All the old,
it, baby.
Chris Berman.
Back.
I don't put Chris Berman in.
No? The phrases? I guess you didn't grow up with that.
No,
Maybe
I did.
that's why.
I did. I'm just like I don't know. For some reason, listen, gut feeling.
That's my childhood.
This is probably one where I'm in the minority.
Yeah.
No, that's my childhood also. But like I
Just here. Prime time.
I think I just found Chris Berman annoying. To be honest.
Okay. That's okay.
But I acknowledge that I'm probably in the minority there, which is fine.
Okay.
I'd be in the minority on this list.
He'll come back around. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it again. It's got to be undeniable, I think. And he's not undeniable at the moment. Here's more people that I don't think are irrelevant enough yet. Adam Sandler, Jason Kelsey. We talked about him, I think, a little bit.
He's not Hall of Fame. He's on the list.
Right.
Right.
Oh, he's still on the list. Yeah, that's right. He's
Yeah,
active.
he's like number
He is
5
an
or
active
something like
elite
that.
cracker.
Yeah.
Topanga. Is she white? This is racist. I feel every time we have to ask that.
She can't.
This is not meant to be a
She's too
racist
young.
thing. It's supposed
She's-
to be a joke. I just want to put that out there.
I don't know that there's an age requirement for the Hall of Fame, but she's too young.
Okay.
She's just too young.
Okay.
Like we're making the rules up as we go. Too young.
I think that's it. Drew Brees, but I mean,
Yeah, no.
not yet.
No, he's not even in the Hall of Fame. Like you can't not Pete Rose.
No, I go no.
I want him to be in a Hall of Fame.
I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
well, so does Barry Bonds. But
Well, that's why I asked the question, because I said Drew Brees isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, if you're not in your sports Hall of Fame, you can't be in our Hall of Fame. But
yeah, those are different. We're not following those rules.
Mark McGwire,
He might be an elite cracker.
he's going to say yes.
He's
He's my favorite player.
listen.
One of my favorite players.
We allow steroids in ours.
Yeah, there's not. Listen, drug use and
They put you
all
in the
that,
Hall of Fame.
it's- Listen, that does not disqualify you.
You
It might
hit
help you.
73 home runs in a season.
I have a young nominee,
Okay.
Mac Miller.
Yes,
I think he meets the qualifications.
he definitely meets the qualifications.
I
You could put him on the list. He has passed on.
do
and
we
I think
have
it's
the-
fair?
do we get one automatic bid that we could just be like, this
Yeah.
dude is in the Hall of Fame?
I think we
The
get as
golden
many.
ticket.
I think we get as many automatic bids as we want because we made
Like
this
if-
shit up.
Yeah.
Do we each get a gold buzzer like America's Got Talent, where this is my gold buzzer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably limit it, but yeah.
We each get one.
So we each get
You got to
one.
use it wisely.
Okay,
I'll use it.
Maybe
Use
do
it on
like
Mac.
one.
Do I need to use it for Mac, or are we just throwing it in there? Because I'll use it.
I don't care. You
I'm
can
putting
use it on
golden buzzer, Mac Miller,
I agree.
Elite Cracker Hall of Fame.
there. Okay, I like it.
That's it.
Respect it.
I like it.
Ooh.
I like
Make
it.
sure you're keeping these notes because I
Tote.
don't have this.
Is it too soon? Toby Keith?
That's a good one though. Good question. I'll think on it.
Spitball.
Let me noodle on that.
Let me finagle on that.
Kind of funny, kind of crazy though that I'm not immediately like yes on Toby Keith, but I am on Mac. Interesting.
I'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
Hey, Uncle
Tough.
Sam, put your name.
Probably some. There's probably some country singers that we're not thinking about, but that's fine. I think we should save some.
I think so too. I think we're good where we are.
We had-
have a list. Stone Cold. Who's on it? Stone Cold, Julie Andrews.
I have to. Go I mean, I didn't write it down, but we saw the comments. I'll remember who we put.
Mr. Rogers.
We got to decide how we're going to do this.
Yeah, we'll figure that out post pod because we're a minute and
Yes, sir.
it's more than a minute, an hour and 12.
We did do the DX theme song for.
If that's not in the podcast,
No, it is. It's the intro. I don't know what to tell you.
I assumed it might be the way we started. I was like, yeah,
Should be,
whatever.
titles could be Break It Down.
Oh,
Good times.
that's it. That's the end of the podcast. We had a ton of fun with you guys. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Brew Bros.
Yeah, that one. or suck it.
Yeah.